For those who are just joining us, welcome. This is Link. This is our third merchant webinar. We give you all the thanks for joining us this evening as we learn a little bit more about Link and what Link can do for your business and your customers. My name is Kemoy Burke. I'm the Brand and Communications Manager. I will be your host this evening. And the other panelists who will be talking this evening with me are Mark Lewis, who is our sales lead, and Lemar Edwards, who is our merchant product lead. What that means by merchant product lead, Lemar is the guy who is leading the building of the platform that we will have specifically for merchants. And Lemar will tell us a whole lot more about that. Mark, as sales and partnership lead, he's the one that he and his team are the ones that you will interact with the most as merchants. If there are any challenges you're facing, if there are any suggestions or recommendations you have in terms of Link and it helping your business more, Mark is your guy. My name is Kemoy. I'm brand, so I'm more for the consumer side of things. You know, all the bells and whistles that drive customers to your business. I'm that guy. So as we go into the presentation, once again, I thank you guys for joining me. I think there's a poll. You guys should be seeing a poll on screen. We're asking you to just fill out that poll so that we can get a little bit of information from you guys as we go on. So first, let me jump into Link's vision, right? As you know, I mean, many of you would have heard about Link, which is why you're here. So Link is your payment solution. It's as simple as it gets, easy to love, and impossible to forget. Now, this is what we say Link is, but Link is so much more, right? Link is a digital wallet that not only allows you to accept payments from persons who are already banked, meaning they have a bank account, so they have a debit card or a credit card, but now Link allows you to accept digital payments from people who don't even have a bank account, which means they do not have a debit card or credit card. So we at Link, we are bridging the gap between the bank and the unbanked, right? Therefore, opening your customer base or your digital customer base to much wider than it is now. So why Link and why now? So Jamaicans, or digital or payments behavior rather, has been evolving rapidly. It's been rapidly digitizing, right? And this, of course, COVID-19 accelerated it with the adoption of cashless or contactless payments. Yeah, the Jamaican population is extremely ready to adopt digital payments. It has now become a new way of life. This is simply shown by the fact that electronic transactions are up by approximately 25% in value, right? So it means if persons used to spend $100 for electronic transactions, now they're paying $125 in electronic transactions, right? And of course, as you all know or should know, the minister and the central bank have launched Jamaica's official digital currency, or central bank digital currency rather, otherwise known as JAM-DEX. Yeah, so there's been approximately $10 trillion in transactions annually across customer, business, and the government, and this amounts to about 50 million individual transactions at POS terminals. Now, with Link, we are unlocking even more, right? So if you have a business, especially if it's an online business, and persons want to purchase your products, they can pay you instantly once you have Link, irrespective of time of day, irrespective of day of the week, right? So it's as if your operation becomes always open. So Link in a nutshell, where are we now, right? Today, we have approximately 124,000 customers fully onboarded, right? Which means that you and your business, once you accept Link, will have access to 124,000 other customers, We have approximately 2,500 micro merchants like yourself, fully operational. So far, we have $220 million cashed into the Link wallet, which means that of everybody who's on the Link platform, they have cashed in $220 million, right? They've spent it in various ways, shapes, and forms. And of course, on top of that 220 million, the government, based on their incentive for digital wallet users, the first 100,000 got $2,500 JAM-DEX each, which aggregates to $250 million in JAM-DEX now available to be spent via the Link platform, and currently it can only be spent via the Link platform, right? Of course, from a brand perspective, on the socials, we have 13,000 followers, 2,000 on Twitter, and we have amassed over 1 million views just on our YouTube channels. Now, the reason why the social media followership is included here is at Link, we try to create value for our merchants. So we're not just giving you a new payment option or a new option or way to accept payment. We also promote your business via our particular channels. The website is not here, but of course, we promote your business on our website too, which sees approximately, I think it's 4,000 individuals clicks per month, right? And we have plans to increase that, right? And we will continue to promote your business as we grow. And the most important thing is we are now ranked #1 as the #1 financial app rather on both the Apple and the Google Play Store, which means that we rank above every other financial app in Jamaica. Just that goes to show the confidence that persons have in Link, and therefore the confidence that they will have in doing business with you. So as we go a little bit into Link and JAM-DEX, what does JAM-DEX mean for your business? How will it impact your business? So first of all, signing up for Link is very, very, very easy. All it requires is somebody to have a smartphone, a national ID, and for them to also have a face. And I think the vast majority of Jamaicans have all three of those, right? So we are the first and best digital wallet in Jamaica. We're changing the entire fintech landscape. We're enhancing financial inclusions with simple account opening, helping the unbanked and the underbanked to connect with the banked, like I said earlier. We're making it a whole lot simpler, and a whole lot more accessible for customers to adopt mobile wallet digital payments for 0 transaction fees. And of course, we're accelerating Jamaica's agenda to be at the forefront of fintech, which facilitates CBDC payments. Now, for those who don't know, we are one of the first countries in the entire Caribbean to have a central bank digital currency, or JAM-DEX, right? So we are essentially pioneers in the space, and we anticipate that this will continue to grow as time goes on. Now, currently, you can convert your JAM-DEX to JMD to spend at merchants, or you can spend your JAM-DEX at merchants, and soon and very soon, you'll be able to convert JMD to JAM-DEX to spend at merchants, or to top up, or to pay bills, of which we have over 100 billers on the platform. So we are building Jamaica's Link. And by we, I mean you, each and every one of you, as well as us and the product team, Mark, Lemar, and everybody else, right? So what you can do with Link today is that you can transfer JAM-DEX or JMD for free and instantly, all day, every day. You can pay bills to over 100 billers, including JPS and NWC, and you can top up any mobile phone with credit at any time. So essentially, with Link, you can TBT. It's no longer Throwback Tuesdays or Throwback Thursdays. It is now transfer, bill payment, and top up. And the transfer aspect is what will appeal most to your business. You can also cash in and cash out using any debit or credit card that is MasterCard or Visa enabled, or you can connect your NCB bank account to the Link wallet and cash in instantly as well. Earlier I mentioned the ability to exchange JAM-DEX for JMD, and of course what's coming. In fact, it is already here. Persons can now cash in and cash out of their Link wallet via NCB IABFs. We have started a pilot in Portmore. That's where we're starting. So if somebody goes to Portmore right now to the ABM by the NCB Portmore branch, they can connect their smartphone to the ABM and either put hard cash in the ABM and it shows up on their smartphone in their Link wallet, or they can take digital money from their Link wallet and get the cold hard cash in their hand. Soon and very soon as well, we will have cross-border payments or remittances. Now, as you know, remittances form a large part of Jamaica's gross domestic product, or GDP. I think it is #3 contributor in the billions, right? Now, what this means is that Link is having more value to more users. And if we have more value to more users, as we drive to 500,000 customers or users and beyond, that means that there are more persons who will be able to pay you if you are using Link, right? We will have a solution for medium and large scale businesses, and that's what Lemar will speak to you a little bit more on later. And of course, we always have prizes, we always have surprises, and we're always doing more to enhance the value proposition of Link to our customer base. Again, Finance Minister Nigel Clark on March 8th did the very first CBDC or JAM-DEX transaction to his barber Paul, right? Paying him $500 that he owed him. Now you may be asking, okay, JAM-DEX, JMD, what's the difference? Now, JAM-DEX is the digital format of JMD. It's a digital format of the physical money that we walk around with every day, right? It is pegged 1-to-1 to the dollar. So it will always be equal to JMD. So 100 JAM-DEX is always equal to 100 JMD, right? It's just that JAM-DEX is the digital form of our physical money. So of course, Link is the first and only digital wallet in Jamaica to integrate JAM-DEX into its platform. So Link customers are able to spend that $250 million that I mentioned in JAM-DEX at any and all of our merchants, right? So if you're not yet a Link merchant, you should sign up so that you can benefit from this $250 million that's now available in the Link ecosystem. So starting last week Monday to be exact, Link users have started to spend using JAM-DEX. And what we have seen is that instantly merchant transaction went up by 3 times. That's the greatest increase of all the other Link activities that you can do. So merchant transactions increased more than bill payments, it increased more than top-ups, it increased more than transfers to friends and family. Merchant transactions climbed by 3 times. What this then means is that Link now functions as a multi-currency wallet. There's the JAM-DEX, there's a JMD, and eventually there'll be US dollars and Canadian and etc. based on the need of our customer base. Let me see that there are a couple questions in the Q&A. Let me just take one quickly. Will there be a possibility to integrate Link into my website using API in the future? Yes, Express unlocks. We will be building quite a few APIs so that the Link platform, and of course, Lemar will answer, or Lemar will speak on this a little bit more. So I don't want to go too deep into it. I'm going to allow Lemar to touch on that when he comes back and he's doing his presentation. So I say, Tisha Malcolm, I hope I'm presenting that correctly, pronouncing that correctly, sorry. I signed up my company for a Link. A representative called, and I noticed that my company was added to the list of merchants, but as an online store, which is not correct. I'm yet to receive login details for the company. Link, I only have access to my personal one. I have sent emails, but yet to receive a response. All right, Tisha, Malcolm. Firstly, I must apologize for that experience. Mark Lewis is here. He is the sales and partnerships lead, and I'll allow him to take this question.
Hi, Tisha. Okay, so just a quick note, and we'll get into that in some more details. Right now, we only have the consumer version of the app available. And so if you're a small or micro merchant, you're able to use this platform, your personal link accounts, to accept digital payments. However, if your business is too big for this, then we will be rolling out our merchant platform in another month, which Lemar will speak to. And at that point, all the merchants on our platform, whether you're using the current version of the app or you've signed up to become a merchant, will be communicated. And then that version of the app will be available to you. I will give you an email. I'll respond to your question, and you can reach out to me directly if you have any more questions regarding this.
Right. Let me take 2 more questions, and then I will hand over to Mark, who will speak a little bit further about Link, what Link can do for your micro business. So Dave, what's the schedule for cross-border transfers? Our aim is to have this up and running by the end of the year. There's no exact timeline as yet, but of course, once you follow our social pages, that's Lynk Jamaica, LYNK JAMAICA, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, we will continue to update you with this information. Also, I'm not sure if you are seeing our newsletters. We release a newsletter every single month with updates of what is happening and what is to come. So if you're not seeing it, maybe it's going to your junk. Just add it over so it comes to your inbox so you can keep up to date. Vincent Walker, take this last question before handing over to Mark. When can we accept Visa or MasterCard payments? So Vincent, as the app is now, each person who has a Link wallet, they can attach their Visa or MasterCard debit or credit card once it's a local card. So irrespective of bank, once it's a Visa or MasterCard, it can be added to their Link wallet, which means that they can cash in instantly, all day, every day, on weekends, even in the nights, and pay you right then and there on the spot. And the funds that they cash in, when they pay you, you also receive this fund instantly. All right. There are a couple more questions, but I'm going to hand over to Mark so that he can go through why you should use Link for your micro business, and then we will circle back to the questions. Mark?
All right, thank you very much. All right, so just to go back over some details, and I love how interactive the conversation is so far. So the first thing is that right now, with the current Link platform, you are able to use this consumer version of the app if you're a small business, right? If you're the owner, operator, or a service provider, to accept payments from your customers, right? And it's fast. And how fast is fast? If you send the payment now, it is received instantly. And this is 24/7. So no matter what time of day, you're able to receive the payment. The next thing is that how safe is our platform? That's a great question. So the first thing is that if you have signed up for Link before, you realize that you would have had to take a picture of your ID and you'd have had to create a video of yourself, right? What we do is that we call this the JP, I call this the JP step, right? Where back in the day, you would have gone to a JP with, you know, your passport picture, your birth certificate, and they would look on you, look on the picture and say, all right, the person in the picture is the person in front of me, who I assume is the person on the birth certificate, and they'll sign it off. What we do is that we take the picture of the ID that you have supplied and we match it to the video that you have done, right? And once it matches, then we say, all right, this person is confirmed as Mark Lewis or Kemoy Burke. The next step is that if somebody somehow gets, you know, a hold of your credentials and tries to log into a new device, meaning that they're going to try and log in from their phone, it's going to ask them to do the video again. If the video does not match the ID on file, they're not able to access the profile. And that's how we keep your money safe in our platform. Now, how easy is it to receive a payment or for a customer to make a payment with you? It's extremely simple. There are two primary ways you can do this. You can use a QR code. So everybody who has a Link profile, they're able to display their QR code and the other individual can scan it from the app and it will bring it directly to their profile, from where you can enter the amount you wish to transfer and they swipe up and it's sent. or they can search for you by your link ID. So if anybody wants to test out and send me some money, my link ID is Mark-Lewis, and all you have to do is use the send and receive function, or you can just use the ask function as well, because you can request that payment. And once you do that, you will find the individual, you type in how much you're sending or how much you're requesting, and you swipe up, and that is sent immediately. And that's how the payments work in our app. Now, for somebody to cash into the platform, which is a question I saw in the chat, which refers to how can you accept the credit card payments, it's indirect. And by indirect, what I mean is that, let me give you an example. I paid my mechanic the other day. It was near to payday, so you're running low on cash. I was using my credit card. I have a NCB credit card linked to my Link account, and I was able to cash in from my credit card, meaning that I was able to pull $10,000 off my credit card, and it's now my Link balance. And from my Link balance, I was able to search for my mechanic, and then I was able to send him that $10,000. And all of that literally took me about 1 minute. So I pulled $10,000 off my credit card, and I sent it to my mechanic. It's not just limited to NCB cards. It's any debit or credit card that is locally issued. So whether it's a debit card or credit card, once it's Visa or MasterCard and it's locally issued, an individual can add this to their Link profile and pull money off it. So for example, if you have the Scotia MasterCard debit card, or you have the NCB Visa debit, or you have a Aero Platinum MasterCard, or any type of Visa or MasterCard that is locally issued, you can link it to your Link account and pull funds off it, or your customers can do it. And then once they have topped up their account, they can make the transfer to you. Now let's look at the fee structure. In this consumer version of the app, there are not many fees associated with it. So for any individual signing up, whether you're going to encourage your customers to sign up for Link, there are no fees associated with signing up. Next is that because you're using the consumer version of the app, we refer to it as P2P, or person-to-person transactions are free. So if a customer is sending you money, it's no cost for them to send you money, and there's no cost for you to receive the money. Now, once you've received that payment, let's say you have a very good day and you have collected $50, $100, $150,000 in your Link account, and you want to send this back to your bank account, there's no fees associated with this as well. So, I've mentioned, you're able to accept credit and debit card payments indirectly. Another really interesting thing as well is that Kemoy would have spoken to the fact that your customers are able to TBT, transfer, bill pay, top up. Now, you as a merchant are also able to do these same functions because you're using the same platform if you're using the consumer version of the app. And so if you want to, quickly send a payment to a worker, whether you want to pay a few of your workers through the app, or, you're sending somebody some money for something, you can also transfer. Now, as business owners, we're extremely busy. We don't have time to go to a Bill Express or JPS or NWC and stand in a line and pay a bill. You can do this from your phone. So you have the ability to access over these 100 billers to make this payment. Now, I've encountered, a lot of taxi men who said, sometimes at night, it's hard for them to get credit if they need to call a customer. You can get credit directly through the app, whether Digicel or Flow. Another very cool feature that we have on the app as well is that you do not require a data plan if you're a Digicel customer. So without a mobile plan, once your mobile data is on without any Wi-Fi, once the app is downloaded on your phone, you're able to use it free of charge. We're working on a similar functionality for Flow customers, but as of right now, no data plan on Digicel, you're able to use it free of charge. And once you roll this out across both networks, you know that it's not going to become a limiting factor for your customers because they don't have a data plan. With Link, data is not a problem. All right. And then, Kemoy, I'm just going to jump in some of the questions. Okay, so I see where Dave has asked about cross-border transactions, and I believe Kemoy has answered that by stating that that is coming hopefully before the end of the year. My bank is JNN, assuming that's JN. When will they come aboard? All right, so for any bank that you have, how you're able to integrate that bank is that you are able to add their debit or credit card, and that's how you cash in. And so once the card is Visa or MasterCard with a debit or credit, you're able to add that card and pull money into your account. And you can cash out by adding them as a beneficiary and sending the money directly to them. How long does it take my business to be in the search engine? Okay, so right now we are updating our website. There might be a delay in being added to the website, but generally within a week of getting all your information, we are able to add you to the website. And once you supply us with your social media information and your company logo, we're able to add you within a week generally. All right. Rev Anthony Linton, I am not seeing the rest of your question. What about me as a funeral director? Now, as a funeral, if you are trying to use this platform to accept payments, you are definitely able to, well, if you want, you can sign up your personal Link account and persons can make payments to your Link account, which you can then send to your bank account. And that is an indirect way of you accepting credit card or debit card payments, for example. But if this solution doesn't work for you, Lemar will speak right after, where he will speak about the business side and give you some more options on that. Will there be integration for pod systems? I'm going to leave that one. I'm not sure if Lemar is familiar with that one, and hopefully he can answer that question. I'm a freelance photographer and I signed up to get a call and gave my information, but don't see my business. All right, so for all the persons who are having, who need to reach out to us, I'll provide an email address in the chat that you're able to reach out to if you have any technical issues. All right.
All right.
Yeah, we can move on to Mike.
Right. So thank you, Mark, for providing the answers to those questions. I must apologize on behalf of Lemar team. He's having a little bit of a technical challenge. He will speak to you, but he unfortunately will not be able to be on camera. So we're going to hold the other questions until after Lemar does his presentation. Again, if you're just joining us, thank you for joining us. This is the Link Merchant webinar, our third in a series of webinars, as we show you how Link can improve your business and what else we have to come for you. Lemar?
All right, thanks, Kamar. Good evening, everyone. Again, apologies for not being on camera. I started out with being on camera, then my computer decided to update, so technology for you. All right, so what I will be talking about this evening. So you would have heard much about what we do at Link, what Link is, and where we are in terms of we've onboarded over 120,000 Link users so far. And with that said, we need to ensure that these Link customers, these Linkies as we call them, have somewhere to use Link. And that's how we are bringing merchants on board, and that is where the merchant journey comes in. So what is coming soon for Link and our Link business solution? So currently, as part of our MVP, and in our line of business, MVP pretty much relates to our minimum viable product. What our very first iteration, what we'll be bringing to the market entails 3 key segments, and those key segments have us delivering some products that we think merchants will benefit significantly from. So 1, we're going into the online payment space. So very soon, Link merchants, so that is if you become a Link merchant, you'll be able to accept payments through what we call our Pay with Link button or our Pay with Link journey. So that pretty much is you getting a set of payment APIs, Link payment APIs to integrate into your website or into your native mobile app. So if you're a merchant today with a website or you're planning to establish a website, you'll be able to integrate the Pay with Link button within your website at checkout. So what that means is if you have a business right now and you have an online store with a website, a customer is checking out. Typically now the customer may be able to check out by paying with a MasterCard or a Visa card, be it debit or credit card. What the Pay with Link button will afford you is the ability to integrate a link payment checkout into your website or in your mobile app. So a Link user who has funds in their Link wallet is shopping on your website, is on your app making a purchase. At the point of checkout, they won't just be seeing a space or a field for a Visa or a MasterCard to put in their credit card information. They'll be able to see the payment option to check out with Link. So they click on Link, and once they click on Link, then that will start a separate flow for them to validate themselves. They'll be able to go into the Link app, validate that they who they are, and be able to confirm the payment. So what will happen is the funds will move from the Link user's wallet and then be transferred to your merchant wallet. So that's it. That's another payment channel for you, a merchant. So we are simply providing another payment channel for you as a merchant who should be able to benefit from the over 120,000 Link customers that exist now, with some 250 million JAM-DEX in their wallets as we speak. So online payments, that's the very first thing that we're looking to bring to you. So in addition to online payments, we're also going to be rolling out what we call our in-person payments payment channel. And this is simply providing merchants with a static QR code. Now, the QR code will have all your merchant information. What this means is that a customer comes into a location. For those of you who have a location, you will be able to serve up what we call a QR code that stores all the relevant information for your business. A Link user will then be able to go into their Link app, scan that QR code, and transfer a payment or make a payment for a good or service that they're purchasing from you. So you'll be able to get payments through the online Pay with Link portal, which is the Pay with Link button, or whether it be in person, we can print a QR code for you. You can probably put it on a website. You'll be able to share the QR code via email or on social media. So Link users will be able to scan that QR code wherever they are and make a payment for your good or service. Now, in order for you to be able to keep track of what is happening as it relates to the payments that you'll be getting, we are going to be providing what we call our back office support to merchants. It is really our Link-based platform or our merchant secure portal. So this portal will be the merchant's back office support. We are going to be providing a dashboard with business intelligence features. You're going to be seeing every transaction that is coming into your wallet. You're going to be able to download the transactions, export them to Excel. You probably want to integrate that Excel into whatever accounting software that you're using to keep track of your day-to-day payments, your revenues and your expenses. Within the portal, we're also going to be linking your bank account. So whichever business bank account that you use today, that particular account will be linked to your merchant portal, and you'll be able to do cashing in and cashing out via that bank account. So what exactly am I saying? If today you're an NCB customer and you become a Link merchant, when you sign into your Link portal, your merchant portal, you're going to have to provide us with your banking information. We will input that information into the portal. Whenever you log in, you're going to be seeing your bank account as your connected Link account to the portal. So once you get payments into the portal, let's say for the day you've received 10 payments, 10 transactions sitting in your merchant portal, accumulating, let's say $500,000, you'll be able to cash out, meaning move those funds from your merchant wallet to your bank account. And vice versa, you'll be able to move money from your linked bank account, whichever bank account is connected to the portal, into your merchant wallet. So in addition to cashing in and cashing out, we're going to be providing you with the ability to do refunds. A customer makes a payment through Link for a product or service. You may want to issue a full refund or a partial refund. We're going to be providing the ability within the Merchant Secure portal to do refunds, where you're going to be able to send funds back to customer based on whatever your refund policy is. we're going to be providing that option to you. So if you're looking at the screen right now, we gave you a first-hand view of what the secure portal will look like. This is what the team is building out currently. You're going to be seeing your transactions, your latest transactions, your link balance. You're going to be seeing your bank account that is linked to the merchant portal, as well as your QR code, which will enable you to get payments. So this is MVP, and this is the next, I'd say, six to 8 months. Now, we have a number of other things within or what we call our product backlog that we are working to bring to the market. We're going to be providing various versions of our merchant portal that will provide a ton load of features as we build out our Link Business platform and get feedback from you in terms of what will serve you best as a merchant. So in addition to what I've just mentioned, we're looking at instituting what we call profile management. So there are going to be sub-wallets within a wallet. So let's say you run a business, you may have a cashier who's going to be getting payments through Link, but you don't want that cashier to be able to offer refunds. So you may want an administrative role versus an employee role. So there are different permissions that we're going to be building into the platform, where if a cashier may need to get another sign off from somebody else in order to effect a refund. We're going to be bringing to invoicing and receipting. So within the portal, you'll be able to create an invoice, send an invoice to a potential customer. That customer will then make a purchase, and once that purchase comes in, you'll be able to issue a receipt, and all of that will be happening within your Link merchant portal. In addition to that, we're looking at what we call self-onboarding. So for the small and medium sized companies, you'll be able to go onto our Link website, provide the necessary information, and onboard yourself, where you'll get access to your Link payment button, to your QR code, and the access to our merchant secure portal, where you then start receiving payments and pretty much manage your day-to-day transactions within the portal. We are looking to also bring inventory management. A lot of smaller entities are interested in managing their inventory. You want to be able to take a picture of whatever good or service that you're providing, store that within the portal, keep track of that inventory, providing an order number, an item number, or various SKUs for each product that you sell. We're going to be building out that capability within Link as well. So e-commerce integration, a lot of our smaller merchants, medium-sized merchants as well, depend on Shopify as it relates to e-commerce. We are looking to integrate with Shopify. There are a number of others that we are looking to partner with as well, where upon checkout, your Link will become a payment option. So big things to come as it relates to that. And then finally, what I wanted to share was hardware integration. We are looking to integrate Link at point of sale machines. So be it point of sale machines or cash register systems, NCR is very popular in Jamaica. We have already started discussions in terms of how we will integrate Link into cash register systems. So for a customer who has a cash register, maybe NCR, maybe not NCR today, we are working to prepare the necessary APIs that will integrate seamlessly into your systems. So when a customer who has Link with funds within that wallet comes to your quick service restaurant today or come to your shop today and they want to make a payment, Link will already be integrated into that system, and upon checkout, the customer can pay with Link. So whether it be just the scanning of a QR code, or the customer is just transferring or confirming payment within their app, we are looking to make it very seamless for customers to make payments through whether it be a hardware integration or integrating into different e-commerce platforms that you are using today. So the whole aim here is to make sure that we are providing a solution to you as a merchant that will be more affordable, more seamless, and in line in terms of where technology is going today. So we have over 120,000 customers, but we need to give them somewhere for them to spend when they have funds in their wallet. And the merchant journey is aiming to do just that. So we have a lot of things in store that's coming. So we are looking to partner with you as soon as we're ready to ensure that you get a chance or a huge bite out of that pie that exists today, with over 250 million in JAM-DEX available through the Link platform. So that's it for now in terms of what the merchant team is working on. If there are any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer a few. Mark?
Great. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Lemar. Definitely, guys, we're open to questions. Please use the Q&A feature to ask any question that you have for any of the panelists thus far. I want to take the time to welcome John Matthew Sinclair. He has another webinar that he's going to jump off to very soon, but he wanted to pop in to say a few words to you guys. And this is just to show how important you are. This is our Chief Product Officer, John Matthew Sinclair. And John, just before you start, let me just warm you up with a question. Will there be an integration for a pod system?
For a pod system, I need some more details on what a pod system is. I don't know what that is at all.
Anonymous attendee, not seeing a name. If you could just retype that question, and we will be more than happy to answer that one. So, John, there's another question. Will we soon be able to accept international credit card payments?
Okay, that's a good question. So, Link's objective is to ensure that we are your preferred payment provider. So we are partnering with different entities to allow credit card acceptance. And when we say credit card acceptance, we mean all credit cards, not just local. So watch this space. We will be introducing a facility that will allow you, the merchant, to accept credit cards. You will need a business account, and we will need to collect extensive documentation as required by the regulators, but we will be allowing you to accept credit card payments on your website through Link. And of course, as Lemar would have mentioned earlier, you can check all the transactions in your portal, and when you finish, you can move them to your respective bank accounts.
And a follow-up question to that one, John. For those who do not have a business bank account, what can Link do for them? Okay,
so what we plan to do, and it's funny because we were just talking about it earlier on today, but what we plan to do for the persons for the sole traders or the micro merchants or really small businesses with personal accounts, you will be able to use Link. The more extensive features that you want to be integrated into your platform, that's when you might need a business account. But as it stands now, you would be able to use Link, the Pay with Link button and the accept the QR code with a personal account. But when you want to accept it, like credit card payments, etc., you will definitely need to have a business account attached to it.
All right, thanks for that, John. And before
let me add one more thing though, Kemoy. You have to be a registered business though to sign in to the Link Biz. So you have to, even though it is a personal account, which is usually associated with like sole traders, you do need to have a registered business to become a part of Link Biz.
Great. Thanks for that clarity, John. Before we go on to the other questions, you guys should be seeing another poll, merchant poll number 2. We're asking to just fill out this information because it goes back to helping us creating a better platform for you. Vincent Walker, I think this is another question to John. You came in just at the right moment. An issue with merchant payments are the 5% fees we have to deal with. We know it's 0 fees now, but should we expect a more competitive fee in the future from Link?
Absolutely. So we're not going to break the bank. The system is owned by us. We have developed the systems ourselves. So it's built by Jamaicans for Jamaicans. Even though we do plan to scale at some point in time into the Caribbean and Latin America, but we will have competitive rates that will be extremely attractive to ensure that you can afford services to your customers, these cool digital services to your customers, without having to have these heavy markups just to meet with the transaction fees usually offered by the other institutions. So to answer the question, Vincent, yes, we'll have really attractive rates for the merchants to utilize Link. This also includes credit card acceptance.
Great. Thanks for that response, John. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. Tian Francis. This question is for Lemar. How do I get my payment button so I send to customer? I guess what she's asking is, how does she get her payment with Link button on her website? Tian, I hope that's a question you're asking. If not, please type the question again and we will clarify it further. But Lemar, how do people get their pay with Link button?
All right, so I think I mentioned that, maybe not, that we're gonna be piloting in a few weeks. While we may have a user group, we're not totally closed off. So if it is that you have an interest, I think Mark would have put some contact information in the chat. I'd say send us an email, include the line of business that you're currently in. We'll reach out and we'll have some discussions around how possibly you could be a part of that pilot, and if not, right after the pilot, how we can share our documentation around our APIs so that you can integrate into your platform. I hope that helps.
Great.
Dan.
I have one thing I want to add. So, I mean, if the pod system is payment on delivery, I'm assuming, I don't know if the person who asked that question had provided any more clarity. But if the pod system is payment on delivery, yes, Link will provide payment on delivery. We have multiple ways of engaging with the customers, and we do utilize the QR codes. So if you go out to collect funds, payment, cash on delivery, or payment on delivery, you'll be able to present your QR code to the customer. They'll be able to scan it and then pay you. You can also, as Lemar would have just mentioned, send them a payment request. And there'll be other channels of engagement that would allow you to capture payment as at the point of delivery or transaction. So Link is not just online, it's also for in-person. So we have in-person channels and online channels. I'm hoping that I answered the question about pod. I'm assuming pod meant payment on delivery. If not, again, please share what exactly it meant.
Yes, there was no further clarity given, but that could have been what they're asking. So thanks again, John, always there to save the day. Another quick question for Paul Beeson. I'm going to give this one to Mark. Can family members overseas add their account to Link?
Sorry. Hi, Paul. All right. Currently, you are not able to add your foreign account to Link. Really and truly, the only account that you can directly add to Link is a personal NCB account at this point in time. Once the business platform is up and running, then you'll have greater flexibility over which accounts you can add, but I believe it will still be limited to local accounts. If they are able to add a local debit or credit card, then they're definitely able to cash into the platform. And if they're able to add a local account, then they're able to definitely cash out or send money back to a local bank account. Hope that answers your question, Paul.
And I would say part B, John, when the remittance feature becomes available, would they be able to add overseas accounts, or will it only be overseas cards?
Right. Okay. So I guess I don't need to add when remittance will be available, but it will be overseas cards. We don't have jurisdiction internationally per se. So we don't form a part of the regulatory space. Luckily for us, credit cards and debit cards exist in the international space, and therefore you can add those financial instruments to Link, but you wouldn't be able to link your or add an international bank account to the wallets. Not yet. We have aspirations to integrate every type of instrument, but as it stands now, those are
Losing you a little bit there at the end, John. Okay, look like John's data or Wi-Fi seems to be failing him just a little bit. You know, thank you guys for the questions. We really appreciate all of them. We're going to try to get through all questions before the end of the session. John, are you back? Right. Mona McFoster, your question for, will data be needed for the cash on delivery system, or can we operate offline? As it stands, once, if you're using, I'm guessing this cash on delivery system would use a SIM card. I wish John was here to answer this question, but if it's using a SIM card, once it's a digital SIM card, Link is 0 rated for digital. Of course, we're working on the flow side of things.
You want me to check it, Kemon?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So if you're using the merchant portal, it will definitely require you to, and that's the merchant portal referenced by Lemar. Specifically, then you'll definitely need to have a data connection for that, whether it's through Wi-Fi or through mobile data. If you're using the current app now, you're able to use it without a data plan once you're on digital, but you will need to have your mobile data turned on, because we'll need to still send information between our platform and the internet to ensure that everything is updated. Now, if you're, for example, a part of our pilot, a customer is able to send a payment to you, whether through the QR code or through your Link ID, and it will be sent and it will be updated. But if you don't have a data plan or if you don't have internet, you will not be able to validate the payment until you have internet again, but the payment will still be sent through to you. I hope that answers your question, Mona.
And thanks again, Mona, and everyone else for the questions this evening. Lemar, a question for you. What is there a timeline for the merchant platform to become available?
All right, so our very first, our pilot to kick off towards the end of August, going into September. We're going to be piloting for a few months, maybe towards the end of the year. Within that period, we're going to be testing, getting feedback from merchants who are on board to see if there are any changes that need to be made, just to work out all the kinks rather. And then we're thinking that within the very first quarter of the new calendar year is where we want to kick off in terms of scaling and bringing other merchants on board. Things may change with that be sooner than later than in January next year, but that's the timeline we're currently working with.
Okay, great. Thank you for that, Lemar. You were falling out a little bit at the end. So for those who might not or could not have made out what Lemar was saying, is that we're planning to have the pilot for a couple of months, maybe until the end of the year. So we're looking at maybe, if not the end of this year, early next year, for the full merchant platform to be available to the larger businesses or businesses that the current consumer app does not support. Another question to you, Lemar, is can merchant support aggregate transaction? Meaning, can you take a payment from customer A, transfer it to customers B, C, and D?
Let me say if I understand. So a Link user makes a payment to a merchant. Can the merchant then move that money to another Link user and not a Link customer? If that is it, right. So we will definitely be looking to introduce what we call, so right now what we're going to market with it will be our P2M, which is our person to merchant transactions, and then later on we're going to be introducing a different payment flow where merchants will be able to move funds to a Link user, to a person, which would be an M2P, right? So it's not a part of MVP, but it's definitely something that will come later.
Okay, great. Thank you for that one, Lemar. And here, yes. So Dave confirmed that that's the scenario. So thank you for answering that on his behalf. What another question from Paul Beeson for you, Lemar, is the fees that we'll be paying a monthly fee or when a transaction is made?
All right, so it's gonna be twofold. We're gonna have or what we call our merchant discount rate, which would be on a transactional basis. If you are today a merchant and you sign up for a point of sale, you know the fees that are associated with each transaction. However, we are going to be providing a myriad of services, different packages that will attract some sort of a monthly subscription fee later on. But initially, what we're going to go to market with, it's just the MDR per transaction. But later on, we're going to be providing services that will be in various packages that will attract monthly subscriptions in addition to the per transaction charges that there will be. So a lot of value-added services to come, and those will be competitively priced.
Great. Thanks for that, Lemar. We're coming into the close of the webinar. We have 3 more minutes. Let me get another question into John. I know John is also having some technical difficulties, but you know he's done a workaround and he's here, rejoined us from his phone. John, question to you is, what is the name of your facial verification process or method that Mark has said replaces the JP? And how is that data managed relative to the Data Protection Act?
All right, so we partnered with quite a number of international service providers for the process. Is called eKYC. It's a remote and digital way for us to know the customer. That's what KYC is, know your customer. And by regulations, we have to go through a KYC process. We are under the data protection laws of Jamaica, which has not fully been rolled out as yet, but we are in preparation to ensure that we adhere to that. All the data is encrypted and anonymized and stored in a cloud. So not even our staff members can retrieve certain information from our database, as we have to protect the identity of the users. And that's kind of how the system is set up. So we utilize, there's on FIDO and on Data and quite a number of different systems that are in place to treat with eKYC out there, and we're using the industry standard for these systems. So that's why you're allowed to and afforded the opportunity to onboard remotely. As Mark would have mentioned, that wasn't online, but I know that he would have mentioned that you take a selfie, you take a picture of ID, and we do some comparisons to ensure that you are you. And once that is confirmed, we allow you into the app, and then you can unlock the features accordingly.
Great. All right. Thank you for that response, John. I know you have to jump to another meeting now.
Yes.
Twitter Spaces with the Maya Fletcher Gordon Twitter Space. So for those of you, as soon as this webinar ends, you can join us on Twitter. We'll be with the Maya Fletcher Gordon Twitter Space, where we will be answering questions along with the BOJ regarding JAM-DEX and digital currency. Before I go, to answer another question from SM, will the presentation be made available? Yes, it will. We will share the presentation with those who have registered. Paul, we answered your question already, and Link should have everything and more. That I think that maybe Figma has, and it will be great. Yes, anonymous attendee. We are actively in the process of improving our app. As John said before he left, Link is built predominantly by Jamaicans for Jamaicans, and we rely heavily on feedback. We are taking the approach that the customer comes first. What you want is what we want to deliver, and it is something that we will always try to do. Some recommendations may take longer than others, but we definitely take everything into consideration when we look at improving our app. Paul Beeson, your last question before we go from Paul. Is there a number that we can call for help? Currently, Paul, there isn't a specific number to call. However, you can reach out to the business at link.us. email, and somebody will get in contact with you from the merchant side, and you can speak directly to them. Once again, I want to thank everyone who joined us this evening for the third installment of the Link Merchant Webinar. Please feel free to follow our social pages. That's Link Jamaica at LYNKJAMAICA on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for additional information about Link. You can also check out our website at link.us, or you can, of course, if you're not yet accepting Link, sign up for Link so that we have your information and you will get our monthly newsletter about all that we're doing and all that is there to come. Thank you for everyone, and I wish you a good night on behalf of myself and the entire Link family. Thank you.